All right, guys, today we're out here at Total Value RV and wanted to bring by 2020 Ace. This is going to be the 331, 33.1. It's not really that new, but newer in the industry, but I wanted to come by and go over some of the 2020 changes that we're excited about at Thor, and it more has to do with technology and stuff like that, but it's not going to affect a customer making a decision on a 19 because to be honest with you, our product's so dialed in. We're seeing a lot of price increases out there, and there is some minor changes here and there, but not enough to make a decision to wait for 2020. So I like to be honest about what's out there with clients, salespeople. So if you guys are waiting on 2020s, I would not do that. I would get out and get a deal on a 19 because in reality there's not a lot of real reasons to wait, in my opinion. Let's start up front. A stands for AC Evolution, and this is a big deal because when we designed this coach, every manufacturer in the industry copied us. Okay, so this is a entry-level coach, but keep in mind what this coach is designed to do is to keep a customer from buying a Class C. And the reason I bring that up is I'd say 80% of a buyer that buys a Class C sells it within the first 2 years. And the reason they do that, they buy for length and think it'll drive easier and so on. But with a Class A, resale value and things of that nature, hold the road, drives better, easier turning radius is going to be better. And A stands for AC Evolution. So my company actually designed this to get the first-time buyer in a Class A application to keep them from having to trade up, to keep them from having to come up with more money down and so on like that. So keep that in mind. One thing the manufacturers all did miss is the brow. The brow keeps the sun out of your eyes. It also moves the bunk forward. It also has storage around the bunk. So a lot of guys say, well, man, I don't want a small windshield like that. And I ask them, why would you want a big windshield with a drop-down bump blocking half your view anyways? So with this design, this has been out for a long time, and it's designed in purpose. Keep the sun out of the eyes when you're driving, and also to extend that drop-down bunk forward. And again, storage inside for your passengers. You'll be sleeping up front. HD Max, so you're going to have vinyl decals. And remember, you guys that don't like decals, stop thinking that way. This is not like it used to be. This is Optipon fiberglass. It's not going to retract heat. It reflects it. So in reality, if I was buying a new motorhome, I would rather have HD Max where the fiberglass is colored halfway through and not a thin full body paint. Again, full body paint looks better, but it's very expensive to maintain. And if this was full body paint, it would take you a couple of days to match the colors and paint it, which is very expensive. Where with HD Max, you can bond a patch and paint over it, put a new decal, and you're done. So think this stuff out as you're looking out in the market, because yes, full body paint is better, and yes, it looks better, but it's harder to maintain. It's very expensive to repair, and so on. So camera's still in the mirror on a 2020. We've been doing that forever, still the same thing. Trucker's window is going to be right here. A lot of people call this a pet window, but simply this is for visibility for small cars, anybody over here driving a motorcycle, stuff of that nature. We're also going to do frameless windows throughout the coach. That's going to hide your seal. Moving on in, vinyl wrap cover on your awnings. Again, the metal wraps will not hold up to vinyl, so when you mount a heavier vinyl to a vinyl, it's going to stay there, and that's going to keep your UV rays off your awning while it's in. And I'll let that in real quick to demonstrate. So there we go there. Now another thing to point out that separates the Ace from all other entry-level coaches is if you take out all these windows, TV, furnace, refrigerator turn, hot water heater, all these components are sitting on aluminum studs. And again, warranties on seals in industry is a 90-day warranty on your exterior seal. where all our coaches are vacuum bonded to aluminum with anti-wicking across it. So we've got 2 areas to keep water intrusion to your sidewall. So again, the only thing we're not framing out aluminum studs would be a 110 outlet, because you don't want aluminum around power. We removed the outdoor speakers and now have the nice sound bar. So again, we took out 2 other areas for water intrusion to the wall, because that's the problem with delamination that other manufacturers experience, because they're setting their windows on styrofoam. Again, when you take this window out, that's going to be vacuum bond to aluminum frame on every exterior open on all our Thor products. Probably the biggest thing that sets our company apart. You've seen a lot of complaints about door lock failure. This is going to be an Automotive style latch. That's not going to have to be adjusted for temp and levelness. Other coaches have a strike plate here, and that's what you're going to have to adjust for that nature. Moving on down, more storage here. It's going to be roto cast. Going to have some pass-through storages there as well. LED lights throughout, so they will not overheat or catch on fire. Notice the pass-through storage. We can go open that other side so we can get some good light through the undercarriage. But again, if you guys are considering all this gear you're going to take with you, you need to think about this stuff, because look at the storage this RV has. It's got a ton of it. Again, 300-pound capacity. Going to have the drop pin right here. You're going to be able to loosen this up. So even if I get this all nasty with sand, you know, whatever it is I'm camping with, I can rinse this out. It's not going to rust, mold, or mildew on me. Okay? Moving on down. Just more storage. Okay? Going to have a furnace return here. And again, remember, even if you're looking at some coaches that are $250,000, you take a furnace return, they're sitting on styrofoam. Ours are sitting on aluminum. Refrigerator return here as well. LP tank here, that's not going to lock as normal. Continuous hot water is not on this unit. And I bring that up because this is gas or electric tank and heater. Again, this is aluminum tank, so it doesn't require a diode rod. Okay, it's not going to rust. Diode rods keep tanks from rusting. But again, the reason I like this 6-gallon gas electric is you don't have to worry about not having hot water. You run out of LP, you can run it off electric. You don't have power, you can run it off LP. You don't have to worry about the tank rusting out being metal. This hot water heater, in my opinion, is probably the best in the industry due to it always works, and so on. Freshwater gravity fill on an Ace. This is something that's overlooked for you people that want to go out and experience the outdoors for several weeks. This coach comes with a 50-gallon freshwater tank, but the problem with staying out is fresh water. It's got 40 gray, 40 black, which is a ton, but I can go down to a creek and get water and put it into my freshwater tank, where most other coaches you have to have pressure to get water into your freshwater tank. So I like the gravity fill application we use on the Ace. It's going to be your jack reservoir, D-ring for your tie down. You know, a lot of companies, you see them throwing them on here and different things, but we put this on the mat, run the leash up, and so on. Jack reservoir, do not check your fluid with the jacks down. As you see, my jacks are down so the fluid looks low. So somebody walking around an RV might try to add it. Always check your jack reservoir with the jacks up. We have several different ways you can operate this and override that. Check us out on YouTube. It'll show that, but this is very easy to overcome an issue. But the main thing to remember about this jack is it's hydraulic down and a hydraulic return, so it's always going to come up for you. Propane gas connection on all our products, that's been around for some time now. Remember, you want to have that away from the coach to not heat up the side of the coach. And again, you know, more storage that goes through to the other side. So again, we're in a 33-foot coach, and if you run out of storage on this RV, you're carrying too much. Okay, let's move on around to the back. We've got a lot of different things to go over, so we'll do it as quick as we can. 8,000 pound hitch. Remember, you can't exceed your gross vehicle weight rating with all your stuff and pulling a car. So if you're gonna pull 8,000 pounds, cut back on your carrying capacity in your RV. All our stickers are up front. You can do several different things, but just make sure to take this coach once you get it loaded up, have it aligned, and then go have it weighed with your tow vehicle and make sure you're not exceeding recommendations on the front of the RV. 300-pound ladder on the rear of our coaches. We have no weight restriction on our units. If you guys are not getting up on your RVs, you're missing it. Okay, you need to be getting up there and checking seals. All our studs are 15-inch on center on all four. It's going to be mounted to EGS steel strapping, so it is mounted to steel. Another quick thing to go over is a steel bumper versus a molded fiberglass cap. And the difference is, on a steel bumper, if I back this into something, I'm going to be able to repair it myself. Where if I'm like in a hurricane or a wind sport application, they have a full molded cap. And yes, they look better, and yeah, they're better. But the difference is, if I back a molded cap into a park bench or a power pole, it could cost me $2 or $3 grand to replace it. Okay, so with a steel bumper, this is going to be a lot more forgiving out in the field when you're backing up or stuff like that in the RV. 7-way around, so that's going to be plug and play ready up front. So all you got to do is uncoil the wire to plug in your brake buddy, stuff of that nature. Onan 5500, that's going to be standard on all Aces now. 2 air conditioners standard. It's up on a 27.2. Remember, we're going to just come down, prime the generator, and then come forward and start. If you're not getting power from your generator, check your fuses right here. If the front leg's not working, it's probably tripped the fuse. You got your fuses right here. I say change your oil every 100 hours there once a year. And again, make sure you're maintaining seals by running this generator maybe every 30, 40 days for some time. You got your hookup for your 50 amp and also for your power cord. Now again, I like to point this out. There's a lot of products out in the field that are gonna have this coiled up in a pile right here, and you gotta plug it back into itself. Our coaches have a transfer switch. It's gonna give you a nice plug-in, and the difference is I can keep this where I want. You know, I don't have to move this out of the way and wrap it around a toolbox, but also a transfer switch is going to keep extra voltage getting in your RV and stuff of that nature if you have a power failure. So make sure you know that about our products as well. Got more pass-through storage here. Valve stent extensions standard on all our coaches. Take note of that. A lot of this stuff that's going to be optional. You need to check your tire pressure. I say if you're traveling 300 miles or more a day, you should be checking this air pressure every day. If you're driving from Florida to New England, check your air pressure when you get up there, because it will change due to temperature. But again, we make that standard on all our products. City water connection, that's going to give you constant flow from the campground. Again, if you've driven a coach 300 miles and you're just walking up to a campground and screwing a water hose in and shoving the water on and just messing around the coach, you're going to flood your RVs. Remember, all your pipes and stuff are moving. This is a new coach, but you got to think to check this stuff. So I'd recommend turning on minimal pressure and going inside and just checking to make sure everything's intact. It's a small time feature, but will save you thousands of dollars to go through that and check that. With me, I'm not going to leave full pressure water to my RV if I'm not in it. You know, if I'm going to go to the lake for the day, walk over, shut the water off, turn the power off, kill the coach to make sure you're not going to experience any issues while you're gone, because you can't control a campground with what issues they have. Moving on down, we're going to have your dump station. Standard outdoor shower, standard black tank flush, All your sensors are on the outside of the tanks, and then remember, all our heads are gonna swivel. That's gonna keep you from having leakage and contaminating this area. Black, gray, run your extension up, close that down, and let that excess urine or feces go into the ground. A ton of storage as well on the other side that's gonna be passed through as well. And again, if you could pan up to these slide toppers. Again, I'm not selling you an RV that you got to go add $3,000 to $5,000 worth of options. This should be standard. Slide toppers are going to be standard as well. More storage. Look at that. More pass-through storage. And then on up front, and this one is going to be a good storage box too. That does not have pass-through on that one.
What's the wine guard to go?
That's going to give you a lot of different things. It's going to give you TV power, and it's also going to be Wi-Fi. No, that's not going to be satellite or anything like that. But that's going to give you all your Wi-Fi extensions and better TV service on out. So some nice features we have is a lower center of gravity with the Ace. You know, a lot of people buy RVs that have 3 or 4 power steps, maybe even 2. But with the Ace, you're going to have a much lower center of gravity, and also your steps are integrated in the RV, so you don't have to worry about a malfunction on a 3-step, 2-step. Some of them even got a 4-step. So with 1 power step, it's a lot more sturdy and going to hold up. Another nice features I like, little storage bins, okay? We also have the mud room. LED light on that as well. Throw all your debris, whatever that might be in there. And then also a place to keep your tools, your gloves, whatever that may be, 9mm, so on. So coming into the RV, what we're going to do is go over the features on the slide out for 2020. Now what we've done, I'm very excited about this, is most of our RVs occur to have problems with operation on low volts. So for 2020, you're going to have the parking brake on and the ignition on to operate slide outs. So what we'll do is just come up front, we're going to start that, and we're going to make sure our parking brake's on, which it is. I've already set the jacks, which you'd want to have the jacks on down if you're operating slides. So we're going to give it a 15-second delay and when you start the engine so it'll operate. So remember, when you get going, you want to just give that a delay a minute. Now again, the most important thing with this RV with slide outs is letting it go all the way out and not stopping extending it. Again, the worst thing you can do is not hold this extend button down for, let's say, 5 seconds after you get done. Okay, so let's listen to the motion of the SwinTech to hear when I should let go. As you heard, that motor finished up front and I'm done. I still have this button held down. It's not going to hurt it to hold this down. And to remember, to reset SwinTech, it's easy. It's going to be 6 sounds. Hold it on the 6, so we'll do that real quick. And all that does is sync the motors up. And remember, the reason they get out of sync is because somebody doesn't hold extend or retract down all the way through the motions. So now what we'll do is we're going to come up front and go through some changes for 2020 as well. Well, this started really 19.5, so all our controls are on the side over here. We got the smaller cup holders. As you notice, I brought my Red Bull this morning so you guys could see that we made that change. So we got the nice 10-inch touch screen, etc. That's going to control your outdoor features like your left turn. If I turn my left blinker on, it's going to go down the left side and right side, right side. Remember, this is a 6-speed transmission. A Class C has that as well, but this is a 3-valve V10 engine, not a 2-valve like a Class C. The Class A V10 has a transmission brake. And what I like about that feature is when I come over a mountain, I can let my foot off the accelerator, and that's going to actuate the weight from the drive shaft to the transmission to shift it into fourth gear automatically. Because remember, you don't want to ride the brakes coming down a mountain, anything of that nature. Notice you got the emergency start. So you guys that have low volts or stuff like that, you can use this. It's going to connect chassis and house together in one motion. One thing I will go over real quick is jack operations. We got the jacks down right now, but you know, think if I'm an inexperienced RVer, my slides are out, my jacks are down, my parking brake's on, so I'm going to at least do this, and when I release the parking brakes, it automatically retracts all the jacks. And that's something I like about in all our coaches. So remember, when you come up to your RV and you're going to operate something, know what you're doing. You want to have the ignition on, parking brake on, and then we'll turn the jacks on, and then we'll go to auto, and then we're going to go through that motion. But remember, in automatic mode, that's going to raise the coach much higher in several applications, because it raises the back and then the front, and then it goes side to side. So it's bringing the coach higher off the ground than necessary. So remember, if you guys want to, you can go manual mode. Simply hit manual, take your lowest point of your RV, raise that point up almost to level, and then switch to rear, raise the rear up, left to right, and then you're not bringing the RV off the ground as high. Okay, so remember that automatic works. You want to stay still while it's leveling, but manual mode, it's easier in my opinion, it's faster, and you can use it a lot more. You know what I mean? So if you've got an excess angle, make sure you lift the front up, then touch the back jacks, left to right, you're done. You're not going to raise the tires off the ground. You're not going to have to worry about sensors and stuff of that nature. We've got all this stuff on YouTube, so check it out. Reach out to us, whatever that might be. We're going to move into the drop-down bunk for the Class A. So remember, swiveling your chairs, do the swivel, come forward, and then come around. Makes it a lot easier to operate your RV. Now, next is the drop-down bunk, and I like this reason, or this feature, for a lot of reasons. We got the conversation mirror. School buses have this so teachers can see what's going on in the buses, but RVs need it so they can be a part of the conversation, but also know if somebody stands up and somebody hits the brakes, they can let them know, hey, I'm fixing to stop. So again, we want to have our ignition off for awning operation or drop-down bunk operation in any Thor motor coach. Now, what I like about this is one, I got a key. Another thing, it's up high, but also I can lock my stuff up there. Now again, you guys have seen different drop-down bunks out there, but I think we had 48 issues out of like 4,000 aces sold in 3 years. Okay, wrap your mind around that for a minute. Drop-down bunks come in many shapes, sizes, and forms, but this drop-down bunk's not made for somebody to sleep up here for a couple of weeks or stuff. This is made to accommodate somebody for a few days, the friend that's had too much to drink, or the younger kid. You can put a shower curtain out here, have a curtain, but the main feature is the storage. Okay, because all these other manufacturers talk about the drop-down bunk and this and that, but again, if you don't have storage for whoever's staying up here, their stuff's back in your kitchen. You know, what if everybody had all their stuff? That cuts down your capacity up front. So look at these designs. These designs work. Your windshield's plenty big enough, because most of your big windshield Class A's, all this blocking it now is like a Class C. You know, it's going to have a sleeping capability above it. So in reality, you just got a bigger place for a rock to hit your windshield. So don't underestimate the ace of what it does and what it is, because this has been around for almost 10 years now. So keep in mind, this coach is far more superior in design, construction, and features than any other coach in the industry in an entry-level point market. And again, we do a lot of different features. People say, well, you know, you only just have a little jackknife sofa and stuff like that. Yes, that's it. We're not going to put a very expensive sofa in an RV and take out of construction features. Notice the windows and the slide outs. Notice the new solid surface countertops in the Ace for 2020. I've got some junk laying around here, but Jeff, pan out and notice this, because used to we had the crown molding that would pop in, and it was a cheaper application, and that's what we did in order to keep main features in RV. But for 2020, we are coming with solid surface countertops in the Ace, which I'm very excited about. Stainless steel sink, and so on. LED lights are out. The 331 does come with a theater seat. So you guys that aren't wanting to buy this floor plan, which I don't know why you wouldn't, it's the best in my opinion, but you can always order this and put it in a 303 or a different model that we manufacture. But again, what we do in our shorter, like a 304, is keep costs down. Because what would you rather a manufacturer do? Put a nice fluffy couch or have EGS steel framing around your windows? Have steel in the sidewall to mount all your cabinets to, so they don't loosen up. And that's what we do as a company to try to maintain the same build throughout all our products. Again, this coach, the only difference in construction and our high ends is basically just interior designs, full body paint, bigger chassis, stuff of that nature, but it's not stuff you have to go have fun in an RV. Again, this is on a 20,500 pound chassis, 50 fresh, 40 gray, 40 black in this RV. Nice TV location. I'm going to let the slide out here. Turn the ignition on for me, please. I turn that off to let the drop down bump down, which is good for you guys to see. Now we'll have a 15-second delay, and then we're going to let this rear slide out now. And what, again, the most important thing about operating this slide is having your ignition running, but two, holding, extend, or retract down through the whole motion. So I'm going to keep talking and keep moving. You got the nice shower here. That's going to be one of the biggest showers in the industry. This is a 33-footer, and again, it's going to get you a nice feature there. But another thing I want to point out is the sturdiness of our showers. Now, if you don't like step-ups, don't buy our product, because we design our showers to have a step-up so you can check to see if there's leaks. You have access up underneath this shower. Again, if you're not doing that, you can't see that stuff. Another thing is your neo-angled shower. Again, a lot of people say, well, I need a glass shower door. Well, it's flat. It rolls into the shower and it rattles down the road. I can pop this out, throw it in the dishwasher, and it's done in 10 minutes. I can also replace this. It's very inexpensive, but again, it works because I can lean out. I mean, look how much more room this shower creates for people to get into the shower, and it makes sense. And again, we're going to be solid. The only place we'll be soft, so to speak, would be where that drain is, so you can get down there and maintain that stuff. Because again, if you're not taking a flashlight after you turn your water on and just checking these little areas, you're missing the boat and owning an RV. Also, you got your GFI reset right here. If you're not getting power from shore or house and your other outlets, just make sure you reset that light, fan here, and so on. A lot of countertop storage. Gonna have your flip over cook station there as well. 3-burner style. Smaller microwave. You know, a lot of places beat me up for this, but let's think about it. Who needs a big microwave in an RV? You don't. This is going to give you much more cabinet space in our products. Again, you can talk about different things and look at RVs, and yes, you got a big old huge microwave, but storage in a smaller coach is going to be much more important than some big microwave. And that brings us into refrigerators. You know, in other products, I see a big 4-door refrigerator with no pantry storage. This is a gas propane refrigerator, and it's really all you need, because in reality, a customer's not going to stay gone 2 or 3 weeks, but they are going to need pantry. Again, if you guys don't think this stuff out, you're going to have all your pantry stuff up in your cabinetry. But again, look at the storage that this offers versus having that 4-door refrigerator. And again, you got to think this stuff out because it matters. You got to have good storage. Moving on back, just more stuff to talk about. King bed's going to be standard in the 331. You got windows in the slide out. You got your CPAP connector right there to run off a 12-volt, USB plugs, fitted bedspreads. Little things like this make the difference. You got more controls here. I got them covered up by my bag. Plug in, and then again, let's look at the storage. Just a ton of storage in this RV. Moving on back to the back, you're going to have a fire escape in the rear. Remember, these do not come with screens. We don't put screens in there due to this is a fire escape. So if you guys have questions about that, no Thor coach with a rear screen or a rear window will be there. 50 amp service, twin AC standard now in all Ace products, 5500 standard. The 27.2 is the only one that comes with one air conditioning, and so on. Wrapping on up, we want to go on up front and show you some differences in what we do, and that's going to be the this here. And this gives you a couple of different features. What we're doing, Wi-Fi Ranger. We've got a lot of different features. We've got the wine guard set up for your TVs. Check us out on YouTube. There's a lot of different stuff that I might have missed or stuff you have questions about. We do videos on how to winterize your RV. All this stuff is there at your fingertips, so take advantage of it. I'd like to thank you for your time, Jeff. As always, thank you for having me over here at Total Value. If you guys have any questions, look these guys up and give them a call. Thanks.